The Republican Party is ramping up its battle against abortion rights. The Supreme Court is reviewing the ruling of a conservative federal judge in Texas who banned the so-called abortion pill, and Governor Ron DeSantis, who just made Florida the latest state to impose severe restrictions to abortion access. Now, some Republicans like Nancy Mace want the party to ease up just a little bit, but Senator Tim Scott wants to take things even further along the way. Take a look at this.
The truth is that when we have a culture of life, I support the culture of life, number one. Number two, I'm proudly 100% pro-life. I am so thankful that I had an opportunity to vote for the 3 Supreme Court justices that overturned Roe v. Wade. I celebrate that. So every time a state, of course, adopts a decision, states have the ability to have the most conservative bills that they can get passed in their legislature. I support the culture of life, without question.
But is 6 weeks the right mile marker?
Well, the people have decided that their elected leaders have the opportunity to do so. So I say absolutely. As the culture of life is being protected, we should celebrate that. States will have different varying views on that. But yes, if I were president of the United States, I would literally sign the most conservative pro-life legislation that they can get through Congress.
Even if it was 6 weeks?
I'm not going to talk about 6 or 5 or 7 or 10. I'm just saying that whatever the most conservative legislation is that can come through Congress
is what you would sign.
Yes.
I find it ironic that Susan B. Anthony would attack me. I'm a victim of rape. I advocate for women who've been raped, and that organization will no longer talk to my office about pro-life legislation because I'm talking about birth control. I mean, some of these groups have gotten so over the top and extreme. We need to find a middle ground on this issue, and I have a great pro-life voting record, but some of the stances we've taken, especially when it comes to rape and incest, protecting the life of the mother, it's so extreme. The middle, the independent voters, right of center, left of center, they cannot support us.
So is this a type of issue many Republicans are going to regret at the polls here? Because
this is just... right now, it's been going a little bit too far. I feel like it's really funny to me, just my perspective, how a male is actually expressing himself. Us women, it's very difficult right now for us. Even in this day and age, we're being judged in every perspective, and I feel like I don't agree. I do not agree 100%.
Agreed. And I feel like he didn't even have a solid point. Like, he just kept saying, like, whatever that, like, farthest conservative, yes, that's where I want to be. And, like, she was asking him questions, and he was sort of evading it and just being like, that's my stance, when in reality, when you talk about, like, feelings and emotions and, like, a person, right, like, at the end there, she says, like, what about a mother's rights, right? What about, like, a woman's rights in those spaces? He's like 4 months, like, no, get to it. Like, he just kind of seems like he's, like, talking out of nothing when it's not even his place to say. So,
and this is the same guy that really said bad things about Obamacare when Obama was president.
Right. It's just ridiculous how I feel also that women are empowered. You know, sometimes we shouldn't have to take a toll on making it an obligation for us to proceed in life. Right now, it's pretty difficult for us to even survive. Right. We have to struggle, we have to work hard, and you know what, even as a mother, I'm not one yet, so I can't speak for that, but I know how difficult it is to be a woman right now. And we intimidate a lot of men, so I feel like that can actually be something subjected to, you know, someone targeting a lot of women. Like, that's just my thing, my thought for it.
Like, it can equally be abuse on all ends.
Like,
for sure.
He honestly wouldn't understand what it is to be in a woman's shoes, I feel.
Yeah, because he obviously doesn't wear heels all day here, so I'm like...
He's sure acting like it, though.
Yeah,
it's like, acts like
it.
Right.
You know, it's like, it's not an answer, okay? So get that together, all right?
Does he have children, or is he married? Like,
he is married, yeah.
And what does his wife think about this? Like,
who knows?
I definitely need to know. I'm gonna look up some research based on that.
You do that here, because I really don't understand why what this issue with abortion is really just not
it's a choice.
It is a choice. It is not pro-life. It is pro-choice, because there's a difference between pro-life and pro-choice, and many of us are pro-choice, because if you're pro-life, you're living back to, like, I'd say the 1960s and 70s, where everything
Right.
was just, pro-life here.
The new generation,
Yes.
this generation nowadays is just, I feel it's gone to a limit where there's no respect, and
that's
it's really
interesting.
difficult even for you to keep a relationship or keep a marriage. So that's important. I
Right.
feel like he should definitely look into both sides of the story.
Like, I feel like to say pro-life means pro-choice. Like, to say pro-life is like giving you the option of understanding what works best for you. Are you in the right
Correct.
space in life? Are you in the right partnership? Are you in, like, does it make sense? Does it add up for you to be the best mother that you can be to provide? Otherwise, like, why force something?
Correct.
Like,
If they're not ready and they're not, stable enough, or they feel like, or under pressure as well as rape, that's something very severe. We have a gift to birth children, and it's like, that should be a gift, and it should be a choice. I strictly agree on that.
Right. And not only that, let me just also bring up here, even though not to get off topic, but it's a way where what Gen Z also needs to keep in mind, because the topic of abortion could also affect many young Gen Zers as well here, even when they get to the polls here, because most of them, because notably just 30% of Gen Zers surveyed said that they align with Democrats, compared to 24% for Republicans and 28% for independents here. So you got to keep those numbers in mind here. 24% for Republicans. That could be, who knows what the majority of that percentage could be pro-life or pro-choice, as well as the ones that are 28% for independents or 30% with Democrats.
It just shouldn't be an obligation. It should be a choice. Whether you're a Republican or Democrat, you're a human being. This is your choice, your life, your story. You call for what it is. If it's not it, it's not it. And people should respect that.
Yes, because at the end of the day, a woman is in charge of what they want to do with their body. It is their choice. It is not a man's choice, all right? If they want to do something with their body, let them be. Let them have their privacy. And if you can't respect that, then you should be ashamed of yourself, because obviously the man there just has no respect for women and their privacy, and they don't even show respect whatsoever.
What about postpartum? Women go through that. About 60% of women in this world go through postpartum. And it's hard. It's a struggle. You're transitioning your body, your mind, your soul. You're giving everything to this child. Like, if only people knew what it was to be a woman. Definitely.
There you have it. Chastity said it right on the nose, so pass
Right on
this
the
bell to
spot.
her, because she's right on the... There you go.